You are in a state of deep quiet meditation. The world outside fades, your breath slows, and then it happens. A brilliant, vivid light flashes behind your closed eyelids. It might be a pulsing orb, a radiant star, or a flood of pure illumination. Your first instinct might be to call it a spiritual vision, a mystical breakthrough. It's a glimpse of the divine. But what if it's also biology? What if that profound otherworldly light is not coming from outside you, but from inside? What if modern science could prove that your own brain, in this deep state, is literally illuminating itself? Today we are bridging the gap between ancient mysticism and modern Nomo. We'll explore the high-frequency brainwaves of Tibetan monks, the focused minds of Zen masters, and the fascinating science that explains the inner light so many of us have experienced. Turns out the magic is real, and it's wired directly into your own consciousness. To understand what happens in meditation, we first have to understand the two primary states our brain lives in most of the time. We are in a state of mind wandering. This is the brain's Tao network, or Damen. The Damen is your autopilot. It's the voice in your head that's currently thinking about what you need at the grocery store, replaying an awkward conversation from last week, or worrying about a deadline next month. It's constantly drifting between the past and the future. While useful for planning, it's also the source of much of our anxiety and distraction. But there is another state, a state of total immersion. Psychologists call it the flow state. In flow, you are completely absorbed in the present moment. Whether you're playing a sport, performing music, or lost in a creative project, time seems to disappear. Your sense of self fades. This state is driven by the central executive network, CEN, the part of your brain responsible for intense focus and problem solving. In a flow state, the CEN is highly active, while the chattering doubt mode network is remarkably quiet. So, what does this have to do with meditation? Meditation is quite simply the exercise that trains your brain to make this exact switch. It is the practice of intentionally quieting the DMN and activating the CEN. With every breath you return to, with every distraction you gently let go of, you are strengthening your ability to move from chaotic wandering to focused flow. You are in effect rewiring your brain for presence. And when you do this, something remarkable happens to your brain's electrical signals. They begin to sing in harmony. Your brain is an electrical orchestra, producing a symphony of signals called brainwaves. We can measure them with an eye, and when scientists placed egg caps on master meditators, the results were staggering. Let's start with the most explosive gamma waves. Gamma is the highest frequency brainwave, over 30 Hz. It's associated with peak concentration, intense information processing, and those aha moments of brilliant insight. Most people only produce these waves in very short, fleeting bursts. But in 2004, a landmark study led by neuroscientist Richard Davidson looked at the brains of advanced Tibetan monks. When the monks were asked to enter a state of compassionate meditation, their brains exploded with gamma activity. The levels were described as being off the chart but higher than any case ever recorded in scientific literature. But it wasn't just the amount of gamma, it was the coherence. The monks' brains showed whole brain synchronization. Different, distant regions of their brains were firing in perfect harmonious rhythm, as if a conductor had just given the downbeat. This is the neurological signature of a mind that is completely unified, where emotion, thought, and awareness are all integrated into one powerful stream of consciousness. One of these monks, Mathieu Ricard, often called the happiest man in the world, showed such extreme levels of gamma that scientists were forced to reevaluate what the human brain was even capable of. But peak performance isn't the only goal. Gamma is the peak, but alpha and theta waves are the pathways to get there. Alpha waves, from 8 to 13 Hz, are the signature of relaxed awareness. This is the state you're in when you're calm and reflective, but still alert. Studies on Zen monks, for example, show a powerful increase in alpha waves. It's the brain's signature of being, not doing, not striving, just being present. As you go deeper, you enter the theta state. From 4 to 8 Hz, theta is the twilight state, the awake sleep state. It's the realm of deep introspection, memory, and intuition. It's what you feel in the moments just before you fall asleep or just as you're waking up. What's fascinating is that our brain can be guided into these states. The rhythmic practice of breathwork, the sound of a chant or a singing bowl, or the repetition of a mantra, as ancient techniques are in effect and training the brain. They are inviting the billions of chaotic neurons to stop shouting over each other and start humming at the same harmonious frequency. First in the calm of Alpha, then in the depth of Theta, laying the groundwork for the unified peak of Gamma. For thousands of years, long before we had A's, ancient traditions were describing these exact experiences in their own language, in yoga. They called it Prana, Pristha, vital, life, force, energy that flows through the body. In Chinese Qigong, they called it Li Firm, fundamental energy of the universe. They described feelings of warmth, vibration, or a tingling energy moving through them as they meditated. It's for a long time science dismissed these as metaphors. But now we're not so sure. What if the vibration they felt was the physical sensation of their brainwaves synchronizing at a high frequency? Consider pranayama, the yogic practice of breath control. One specific technique, Vramari, or the bee breath, involves making a low humming sound. When studied, this single practice was found to generate a significant K-complex type of powerful brainwave response that can include gamma waves. The yogis found a way to hack their own brainwaves thousands of years before we had a name for them. The feeling of Li or prana moving up the spine may correlate directly with neural activity firing and synchronizing in new powerful pathways. The ancient language of energy and the modern language of neuroscience may simply be two different descriptions of the exact same event. Which brings us back to our original question, that brilliant, beautiful light. What is it? This too has a stunning neurological explanation. The phenomenon is not supernatural, it is endogenous from within. Specifically, it's coming from your visual cortex. The visual cortex is in the occipital lobe at the very back of your brain. It's the part that processes everything you see. When your eyes are open, it's busy decoding the world. But when you close your eyes and sit in silence, you are starving it of external stimulation. And in that quiet, your visual cortex can become more active, not less. It begins to create its own internal cinema. Those patterns, swirls, and flashes of light are the raw data of your own brain's visual processing, which you are now quiet enough to perceive. But here is the most incredible part. Studies on long-term meditators have shown that they have a higher density of gray matter in the visual cortex. Let me repeat that. The very practice of meditation physically builds the part of your brain responsible for sight. This suggests that experienced meditators are not just imagining these lights. Their brains are physically enhanced to be better at generating and perceiving these profound internal visual experiences. The spiritual journey and the scientific journey are perhaps, it's one and the same. The bliss of wholeness, described by the monk, is the whole brain, gamma synchronization, measured by the scientist. The vibration of prana, felt by the yogi, is the rhythmic enchainment of theta waves in the nervous system. And the mystical inner light, seen by the meditator, is the beautiful, biological illumination of your own visual cortex, firing in the stillness you have created. This doesn't make the experience any less magical. If anything, it makes it more so. It means that all of this peace, the bliss, the insight, and the light is not a gift from an outside source. It is a fundamental, biological, and extraordinary power that has been waiting inside your own mind all along.